Welcome back. Recently, the United Nations Children's Fund, UNICEF, sounded out a warning that about 1.6 million Nigerian children are suffering from severe acute malnutrition. And without intervention, the country stands the risk of losing up to 300,000 of these precious ones. How does one identify malnutrition, and how can the nation avoid it and its consequences? My next guest is Dr. Okpeyemi Oluwabiyi. She's a consultant pediatrician at the General Hospital Ikorodu, a member of both the Nigerian and International Pediatric Associations, and a fellow of the National Postgraduate Medical College of Nigeria. You're welcome to the show, Dr. Oluwabiyi.
Thank you.
My first question would be, what really is malnutrition? Let's even know.
Okay. Malnutrition occurs when a child, because we're talking about children now, does not take in the right amount of nutrients, vitamins, minerals, calories that are needed for the body to function optimally. Okay. So I use the term amount because it could actually be too much, which we call overnutrition, and it could be too little, which we call undernutrition.
So both over and undernutrition are malnutrition?
They are both malnutrition, yes.
But isn't it true that what children really are suffering from here is undernutrition?
Yes. The burden of overnutrition is starting to rise, but the burden of undernutrition has been with us for a long time, and it's still there, and the figures are still quite alarming, because undernutrition is said to contribute to about half of all under 5 deaths in Nigeria.
Wow.
So, and the under 5 mortality rate in the country is still quite high.
Now, I'm curious. You spoke about nutrients.
Okay.
You didn't talk about food. What's the difference here?
You see, when you say nutrients, that's the component, the basic component of each kind of food.
So could it be that some people are eating, but they're not being nourished?
Yes, that's quite important, because you have a lot of people. We actually have food that we called nutritionally deficient, nutritionally empty food.
Okay.
They just eat.
And it doesn't give anything.
It doesn't give anything. So you need to give the right quality, the right quantity. The nutrients in there should be in the right rates and proportion.
What would a malnourished, undernourished child look like?
Well, a child that is undernourished, what you see, what strikes you first on seeing such a child is, this child looks small for age. You see a child, oh, how old are you? They tell you 8, and it looks like a 5-year-old. So they are usually small for age. And then when you now take a descending look at these children, you look at their hair, it's not dark and shiny like we should have. You see them brown, sparse, they pull out easily, usually pale. Some of them have this wizened look. They look older than their age.
Because of the lines in their faces. But let me even ask this. If a child gets to this stage,
okay,
his mother is watching, shouldn't she know there's a problem and, try and find a solution? It's not like it's hidden.
It is there, but you see, she notices. In fact, such children are also prone to frequent illnesses, so she knows there's a problem. But what to do? Access to information, access to food. A major contributor to undernutrition in Nigeria. So
information is part of our problem.
Information is there. A very big part of it.
She doesn't know what to do.
She doesn't know what to do.
How are we going to tackle this number? How are we bringing down, we just spoke with MTN and they spoke about, providing facilities and all that. But that's just one aspect
of it.
What is to be done?
Okay, let me put it this way. If we could identify the causes, I think a major problem of the Nigerian child is the fact that we don't exclusively breastfeed our babies. Nigerian figures are like 17% of all Nigerian mothers exclusively breastfeed their babies. And you talk about only breast milk for the first 6 months of life.
How much of the malnutrition will that cut?
It will cut a big part of it. For these children who die, especially those who die in the first year of life, it will cut a big part of it. Then by the time the baby gets to 6 months, you're not like, we need to introduce complementary feeds. And this is where a lot of mothers failed, because they introduced the wrong kind of food. You see people giving babies adult milk, giving pasteurized milk, giving evaporated milk, condensed milk. And they feel they're giving milk to these babies.
And that's a no-no.
Oh, no.
What type of milk do you then give the child? Isn't pasteurized milk all we have?
No, we don't. We have what we call infant formula. All babies less than 12 months are termed infants. And you actually have infant formulas
But
that they can give.
how about bringing the baby straight from the breast to the table? How's that?
It takes a while for these babies to get used. You have to consider the texture of the food, the taste of the food. So mothers need to have information. They can't, breast milk is quite fluidy. So it's a transition period.
Okay.
They
make
move
it a bit harder,
you
but
start
not too much.
increasing the consistency of the food. So you need to give the right amount of food. And it doesn't really depend on the amount of money that you have. It's not compulsory that you actually get to use the branded, the infant formula that we have in the market. Even if you're going to use your basic food. I've come across several mothers that will tell me they're using Semovita as cereal.
Just with nothing else in
yes,
it.
they make it like pap.
And that's it.
And that's what they feed their babies.
No proteins.
Oh, no, nothing.
Okay. Now that is really shocking.
I was shocked myself, but
I'm trying to get over
it's
that.
recurring.
But okay, now, these mothers who you advise to feed the babies well, or maybe exclusively breastfeed these children, what if the mother is not eating well herself? Okay. Is that a problem?
It is a problem. When you're even talking about undernutrition in children, it's not at 1 year. It's not even at birth. It starts from the period of conception. In nutrition, we talk about the first 1,000 days of life. It's from the point of conception all through pregnancy. The mother has to be well fed. Again, I tell people it's not about the amount of